Go on in. Good morning, Harris Academy. My name's Mr. Doherty and I'm joined by my co-presenter,
Mr. Rickenberg.
and we are here for our first instalment of Jogging Around the World for quite some time. Good morning, Mr. Rickenberg, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just going to find out when the last Jogging Around the World was going to be. I reckon it's March.
March.
Might even be earlier than that.
So really?
256 followers.
Well, we've gone down, weren't we, on 350?
I don't know. The
People
last one we did
unfollowing
disease dilemmas. The last one we did was food security 6 months ago.
6 months ago.
So March.
But thinking about March time, we started getting into intervention time after that, didn't we? And then we got hit by exam season, and we just quite literally couldn't do it. So we spoke to our agents, didn't we?
Yeah.
So
they weren't happy for a little while.
They weren't happy. It was quite a big media storm about where we'd got.
Yeah.
I think people were worried that we'd gone off the rails and stuff, you know. But no, we're back. Thank you for your continued support. And if you did not unfollow us, we really do appreciate it.
And hopefully this brings out some new followers from everyone as well.
Start. So what do we do? I feel like I've forgotten how to do this.
Yeah, what we're drinking, sir.
Right.
You made a bit of a hanger of yours, didn't you?
Yeah, I put too much oat milk in mine. So just to let you know, I'm back on my dieting. I've stopped having normal milk. I'm oat milk now. No sugar in my coffee either. So this is Sainsbury's Taste the Difference.
Is it?
Yeah.
Say no this morning, was it?
I was nipping saying this morning because I knew there's no coffee.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking that tar up there. And I knew we didn't have any, so I went to Sainsbury's and got there. It's Taste the Difference. I can't remember what it is, but it's got notes of caramel.
Is it?
It was
caramel.
Correct. And it's like it's like micro ground coffee, notes of caramel, and it's like £2.81 for a pot. Some of those coffees in here are so expensive now.
Is that it?
£2.81 with a next guard.
Taste the difference, not.
No, it's not
Taste
basic.
bad difference, is it?
No, it's Taste the Difference.
Right,
It's
okay.
good. So that's what we're drinking. Sainsbury's Taste the Difference microgram coffee with oat milk, and Mr. Rickenberg's got about 7 sugars in
Very
there.
good, thank God for that.
Does it taste alright?
It tastes nice. Thank
Sugary
you.
enough for you?
Yeah, sugar.
Okay, excellent. So, where do we start?
We will start with. Do we do shout outs normally?
Shout outs first, normally. So, today's podcast really is just us actually figuring out how to get this back up and running again because we're out the loop, we're late getting going. So, we're just going to do a bit of an intro, say hello to our followers again, shout some people out who deserve it, talk a little bit about high and low pressure, do the news, do the fact, and get back on with work,
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So, we'll
outs,
start off shout outs. We want to. It's October now, by the way, we're recording this, and it's. I would say well done to the year 11s and 13s who did their exams.
Yeah, really, really well done.
So well done to everybody who successfully went through the exam period. They smashed it. Some really, really good results in there, and it was really nice to see loads of people branching out, going to different unis and things like that, and making sure that there loads of different apprenticeships as well.
Yeah.
Loads of people went and done. So really proud of them all.
Yeah, they did really, really, really well. Well done to you all. We had an amazing time at prom. Results day was great.
Yeah.
Saw some people get some seriously good results who deserved it. So massive pat on the back to you. Well
I
done.
also want to shout out, because this is what we would normally do, shout out the girls and Lucas who helped us out at open evening.
Yes.
Yeah, so Krista, Eva, Grace.
Yeah.
Then we've got Sophia, Anaya, and also I think Nikayla was there as well, wasn't she?
Yeah, and Nikita.
Yeah, Nikita, that's what I'm thinking of, Nikita, sorry. Nikita was there, and then Lucas was there as well. So thank you all very much. That was a really successful open evening, and really wicked. And also I want to shout out Miss Rouse for the Barcelona trip that we just come back from.
We've both just been with the year 13s to Barcelona.
Yeah, really, really good experience for them, and good experience for us. I'm feeling it, but good experience all round for everyone.
That's it. I'm very, very glad it is Friday. This half term feels like it has been mental.
Yeah, so we'll get into what we're actually talking about. It's going to be very, very quick. I don't know if you've noticed it, but when I've been doing this with the year 9s, they've got it really, really quickly. I don't know if you've had these lessons yet.
Yeah,
I've got them. They've got it really quickly, but that's also because we did it at the end of year 8 as well. So we talk about high and low pressure today, and one of the lessons that we've sort of adapted this year is looking at how high and low pressure impacts the UK in different ways depending on the season.
Right.
Yeah. So first of all, let's just talk about what high and low pressure is. So how do we get low pressure?
So low pressure is where warm air rises.
Yeah.
Warm air always rises. I think this is something that is really key that people need to understand in geography, especially if you're going to go and succeed at GCSE level and then A level. Warm air always rises. Yeah. It becomes lighter and it rises. I always use the example of if you've got an extractor fan, it's always above your oven.
Yeah, that's a good point.
When you go into the bathroom and turn your lights on, the extractor fan is always up high. Yeah, because that steam, that warm air always rises.
So we've got the obvious example of a hot air balloon. If you blast it full of hot air, it will go up.
Yeah.
And then we talk about high
That's
pressure.
it. So the warm air rises, and what happens to that warm air when it rises, as it gets higher up into altitude, or the altitude increases, it cools down. As we know that the higher up you go, the colder it gets. So that warm air rises, cools, condenses, clouds form.
Yeah, so that warm air rising, that if it's condensing, that also tells us that maybe some evaporations happen near the ground, so it turns into vapor and then it can rise up into the atmosphere. So because we've got that condensation and we've got that condensing going on, what weather do we normally get with low pressure?
Rainfall and wind.
Yeah,
and it's also because you've created a gap for that wind to be able to form.
And so it goes from high pressure up to low pressure, I'm pretty sure. I might have to clarify that one. But high pressure, obviously the complete opposite. High pressure is that cool air sinking. When it is high up in the atmosphere, it cools down, as you've already said. And what will happen when something gets cool, it starts to sink. And then I asked the same question, if you want to get a hot air balloon down to the ground again, how do they do it? The answer is not pop it, but it is turn off the heat, and eventually the hot air balloon will eventually go back down to the ground because the air inside that balloon is colder than the air around it, so it slowly starts.
And is that because it's denser?
Because it's denser, yeah. So the air is denser, the particles in there are a bit more rigid, so then it becomes a little bit heavier and denser, so it will slowly then start sinking to the ground. And when the air starts sinking to the ground, that's when we tend to get calmer weather. Well, we need to get away from higher pressure means hot weather, because it doesn't necessarily. High pressure just means clearer skies and calmer weather. So you can get clouds during high pressure, but generally when we have high pressure, it tends to be clearer skies.
To keep it simple, high pressure is calm weather, clear blue skies, low pressure is cloudy, windy, rainy.
So this is where we start getting into what happens during the season. So if we start with summer's a little bit more straightforward, right? In the summer, if we get a block of high pressure in the summer, what's that going to do to temperatures? It's going to increase. Why?
Because that cool air is sunk. It's dried everything up. Ground's warmer.
The
ground is hotter. So as that air sinks back down towards the ground, because we've had more sun, more heat.
Exactly, that's the key bit. You get the sun's in the sky and you can see it. And also because of the angle of the Earth and where we are in the northern hemisphere, if we get high pressure in the summer, that sun's beating a little bit more. The sun's rays are a little bit more concentrated on us, so we'll get a warmer day because we feel the energy of the sun. In the summer, if we have low pressure, what we'll get like cloudy skies, we'll get some rain. It won't be necessarily anything significant, but the main thing I want people to focus on is that high pressure and what happens, because in the summer, high pressure tends to be a really good thing for us. But then when we move into the winter, everything sort of changes. So in the summer months, if we have high pressure, the temperature will be higher. If we have low pressure, the temperature will be cooler. But if we have it in the winter months, that high pressure then it's almost as if you've got the lid off of a coffee pot, right? Or like a thermos like this. So in the winter months, when we have high pressure, the sun's not as strong. So more of the heat that's hitting the UK can then escape back out because there's no, almost got to think of it, there's no lid, there's no blanket over the Earth, right? So in the winter, when we have high pressure, we tend to have our coldest temperatures because there's nothing trapping the heat in where we are in the UK anyway. So we'll always have our coldest temperatures if we have a clear sky at night, especially. So if we have high pressure at night, we'll always have our coldest temperatures in the morning because all that heat can just escape. Whereas in those winter months, if we have low pressure, we're going to have a fair few more storms, but also we tend to have a little bit warmer temperatures because the cloud cover is trapping that heat in, right? So it still works the same in the summer months. There is still some trapping of heat, but the sun is a lot more powerful during high pressure in the summer, so we get the higher temperatures.
That's some of my favourite weather that in the winter, and it's clear blue skies, It's very cold,
Yeah.
crisp, perfect football and golf weather.
Yeah, so that's when we tend to get sort of frosts and stuff like that.
Beautiful.
So it all changes depending on where you are in the UK, but generally, that's the sort of idea that we wanted to get across this morning. So nice, short, sharp, and sweet.
Nice. What time are we on?
8 o'clock.
Right. We've got to keep this moving.
So, news.
I've just drunk a bottle of that coffee with loads of bits of coffee.
Right. Right, news-wise, we've been doing weather in Year 9, obviously, and one thing that is happening is that on Saturday and Sunday...
This weekend? No, don't do the weather.
No, that's what I'm saying as a named storm coming.
Oh,
Right? So we have Storm Amy coming to the UK, right? However, Storm Amy, obviously where we are in the UK, doesn't affect us at all, right? There is an amber warning of wind, and there's an amber warning of wind in the Highlands of Scotland, and there's an amber warning of wind in Northern Ireland. Where we are don't have any weather warning at all.
Did you see that rain this morning though?
What was it? That was me.
Torrential.
Yeah. That's a fair point. Yeah. So that news, obviously, we've got Storm Amy coming. That's good geographical news. So keep an eye out in the news to see what is going to happen in Scotland.
Yeah.
Could be some pretty tasty weather.
We also had that awful terrorist attack yesterday in Manchester.
Yeah.
Where the guy attacked the people at the synagogue. Very, very concerning.
So I've said here, two men killed.
Yeah.
And obviously a synagogue, for those who don't know, is a Jewish place of worship.
Yeah.
The person that did it, British citizen of Syrian descent.
Yeah.
So
this is 35-year-old.
So I know a couple of people are still in hospital.
Yeah.
So one person in hospital because he got hit by a car.
Yeah.
And also another person in hospital because they got injured in the police attempt to get the guy.
Right, and they apparently they had to give like big shout outs to the security guards and stuff. They stopped him from getting in the building.
Did they?
Yeah, but the area of Manchester which that's in, so there's an area in Manchester called Prestwich, which is big Orthodox Jewish population, but it was in a place called Prumston. It's a really multicultural part of Manchester, you know. So I was reading something about it yesterday, and then like, the Muslim community come out and were like, "This isn't representative of us. We stand with you." You know that.
Yeah.
You know, when we were massively integrated as a community in those sorts of areas, and then this happens, it just creates huge division, doesn't it? And scary times, really scary times.
We've talked about the Israel-Palestine conflict. We talked about that, and we talked about Ukraine conflict as well. That was one of the first things we talked about actually. But you can see how these conflicts do sometimes potentially, I'm not saying there is a link, but can sometimes bleed over.
Well, that's what the media is saying.
Yeah.
It's like they're now, like these conflicts are now sort of having an impact or a ripple effect onto our shores, and we don't know what the motive was. We probably won't ever know what the motive was, will we, unless there's something found out.
What I will say is, response from the police, I would say fantastic.
Rapid.
The guy was apprehended and dealt with within 7 minutes, which is 999.
Yeah, no messing around.
Which is
I think,
quite incredible.
Yeah, and then you've got like those police officers. Yeah, they're putting themselves in the line of fire.
Yeah. So what I will say with this is just really really careful about where you're getting your news from, and don't always try to see not both sides of an argument. In a case like this, they're definitely not really. Well, you've always got to look at opposing sides. Don't think the first thing you hear or the first thing you read is the truth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're getting your news and stuff off TikTok and those sorts of things. Like a lot of the time, quite a lot of the time that those sources of information, sometimes they could be quite credible. But when you've got to really be careful about when you're listening to opinions and when you're listening to fact, I think.
Yeah.
Because if you're basing your fact off opinion, then obviously you could be being sort of a bit of
misinformed.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. We just want you to be careful where you're getting your news from. You know, just credible sources ideally.
Yeah.
Just sort of be careful what you're reading.
Yeah.
But sad times, our thoughts go out to families of those affected, obviously.
Exactly. I'm trying to find geography fact.
Come on, we must have a geography fact on there. Then it's the weather, and then we can box this off.
Yeah. Maybe we just get a better fact for next week and just do weather.
Yeah. No facts at all on there at all. No geographical facts.
Not that I can see, but obviously this is
Saw one that's actually on the video the other day when we were teaching about Africa, that Africa is the size of the moon.
Like to wrap around it.
Something like that, yeah.
That's quite cool.
Or like how many, and all the continents that could fit into Africa, it's just so big.
Yeah.
But the maps don't do it justice today.
Yeah,
The maps
not
are
at all.
wrong, aren't they?
Yeah.
Why are they wrong?
They're
Just to
wrong
get it to
because
fit in.
yeah, so you can't put around, you can't put like if we broke this up, we wouldn't be able to put it on a flat surface and everything be in dimension. You
Right.
have to pull stuff.
It's right. It's more narrow and longer.
Yeah.
Africa as a continent,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
And that's why that gap between Antarctica and Africa looks so big. But I think it comes down further, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah. So just maybe our fact is Africa is absolutely huge.
Yeah, but we know so this isn't the weather forecast.
But it is not clear blues out there, is it?
Not at all.
Is that what we called it? Clear blues?
CBs.
CBs.
So if I type in Chapel 100, which is the centre of the universe as we know,
Yep, obviously.
then today, it's raining day.
What about Sundays? I'm playing golf Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sunday 16, high 16, low 11. Looks alright.
Looks alright.
And then Saturday looks alright, but a bit windy. And today's absolutely right off. Although it goes really weirdly, 8 o'clock till 11 o'clock, we get a massive blast of wind, and then it dips back down to. So the wind from 8 o'clock goes to 41 miles an hour to 11 o'clock, and then at midnight it goes back down to 19 miles an hour, which is quite weird.
Right. Well. Okay. So
First one back, I think we was a bit
all over the place, but look, we'll get it uploaded.
Yeah.
Give us a like. Give us a share and a follow if you don't already, and pass it on to the new Year 7s. Let
Yeah,
them know that we are here, and any of our external Year 12s.
Let the Year 11s know that we're back up and running.
Yeah.
It's mainly a podcast for Key Stage 3, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Key stage 3 and 4.
So I just cut them right. Thomas, in year 13, we did that in a podcast. We made a sticker out of it
Did it?
on WhatsApp. I'll show you.
Amazing. Right.